National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed, and that means we are set for football at Huntington Bank Field. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there? Yeah. 2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Right back to A-Chain on second down. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Love. He'll dump this off to A-Chain. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now A-Chain on first and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. Second and 10. A-Chain here. They stay on the ground. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Here's Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Browns will take over with a first and 10 deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Nebraska.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely to go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Here's second and 10. Back to throw. Shelton. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Josh Hines-Allen in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw now. Here's Love. He'll get this complete to Matthew Golden. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now Love. A throw left side. It's hauled in by Golden. 2nd and 6. Up the middle, Achane. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Love looking to throw it. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll run for it with Achane. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Love this time is going to set up to throw it. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11. Throwing. Love. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. On 4th down, on is Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. 2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the 1st quarter.
And, yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody, because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. Here's Achane to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Right back to Achane on second down. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw caught by Achane. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Again, it's Achane. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. On the handoff, it's Achane. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Out of the gun is a give to Achane. And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time it's 3rd and 3. But he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Achane. Not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Love, this is 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Carson Schlesinger in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks, you tell us, end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Midfield, he goes into Raven territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 1.
They'll give it to Jenkins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short. They'll go with a keeper. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's fourth down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, then D-line surge leading to fourth. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. But it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Love now. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. Well, this offense has already been forced to settle for field goals on their drives earlier, so this is not a welcome sign here.
Indeed, it is not, and they certainly hope it's not a sign for the entire game because they know they've got to be able to sustain drives all the way through. Pick up those guys rushing the quarterback and give himself a chance.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. Now a handoff up the middle. Briscoe. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. There's a short one caught by Famine. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
It's a gain of 4.
From the gun on third down, Shelton. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Here's Jack Fox on to punt.
Jack Fox in punt formation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun on third down, Love. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They'll run on first down. Briscoe. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Love from the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Tommy Townsend now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. They hand off to their big tight end. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Showed some tough running, but couldn't free much space. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's a 2nd and 7. There's a short one caught by Fannin. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Shelton. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Shelton. That's complete. Demario Douglas with it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2nd and 3. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. The final shot before break. Shelton. Under pressure, they got him again. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Here we go. The final weekend of the regular season. Week 18. Sort it out Sunday. Let's get to sorting. Our tour around the NFL starts now at legendary Lambeau Field. It's the Packers at home to take on the LA Chargers. And it's Cam Ward. He gets this one complete. 6-yard touchdown pass. Next up, we go to Charlotte. We'll look in on the Panthers. They're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is Tenaroa McMillan. He'll take this in for the touchdown. He's found the end zone twice in the first 2 quarters. The Panthers, trying to finish off a very trying season with a Week 18 win, they lead it here at the half. With that, let's give you a look here at the current playoff picture. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. Fighting through the tackle at the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's good for a Browns first down.
Once again, Judkins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8
yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
A toss to Judkins, running right. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Judkins going to run it out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the Ravens' 39-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pass caught by Fannin. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 22-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
At the Ravens' 29-yard line.
Looking left side, and he's got him in. The ball comes out, and the Ravens have got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. Up the middle they go. Briscoe, and he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Alex Wright on the tackle there. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Gutierrez. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Here's 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun. Love. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Then he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. On first down, Briscoe. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Love. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
3rd quarter action here in this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun on 3rd down. Shelton. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gutierrez. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Love. Pass caught. That's Golden. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. He's got his receiver, Lane. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. To throw now. Here's Love. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Jake Ferguson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That's going to be caught by Judy. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Off-play action. Shelton. Now he's going to step up and run. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Douglas. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44.
Back to throw. Shelton. And that'll be incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. Here it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Shelton. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. They'll try it now with Jenkins. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the 1st. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Briscoe. Here is 3rd down and 4. To pass. Here's Jordan Love. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Shelton. Over the middle, that's to Fannin, his tight end. Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake. Shelton. Throw left side complete. That's Douglas. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Browns 1st down.
Looking to throw. Shelton. Now he'll tuck this and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Operating from the gun. Shelton. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Off play action. Shelton. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run here with Jenkins. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Back to throw. Shelton. Pass complete to Judy on the out route. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back to throw now on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Saints back at the 31. 2nd and 15. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Douglas. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. On 3rd down. Sampson. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
4 yards. That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10.
Looking to throw. Shelton. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Shelton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to throw. Shelton. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
First down.
Judkins is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. He'll try again. And this time he'll score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. On first down, Briscoe knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gutierrez. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Love will sneak it. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll run on first down. Briscoe. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Briscoe. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on for the 5th time here today.
The Browns take over.
So now the Browns down by 10, 36 seconds remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Throwing to start the drive. Shelton.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
To the sideline and incomplete. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Shelton. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no options. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, it will make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
On his loop for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory.